Hey everyone, it's me. This is just kind of going to be an update video, me talking a little bit. So, some things, we've had a rough week this week with Jaden, and some things have been said. Um, I've been thinking about a lot of things that I don't know. Okay, so, first thing that has happened is Jaden is aggressive sometimes at points. And we had a meltdown, a big meltdown. There was a little bit of him trying to elope, just a few things that I deal with on a regular basis for the most part. And I've also come to realize that this life of being his mom, which I'm not complaining, I wouldn't have it any other way. I love my son dearly, just the way he is. I'm perfectly happy being the mom I am. But this life as his mom has been a very lonely one. It's very hard for me to watch my child who wants to have friends constantly ruin his friendships. It's hard for me to feel like sometimes we're excluded from things just because people are worried how Jaden might act or what Jaden might do. Or I even exclude us from some things because I know that it's going to end badly. So I just don't do it. And I have tried and I do continue to try. I don't ever just fully give up on something, but I know now might not be the best time to do that. We've had a really bad week. We probably shouldn't try to do that activity. Um, and it's lonely. And I wanted to make this channel and this portion of my YouTube because I want people to know that if you feel like I feel like sometimes this is lonely, nobody understands. There are people out there who understand. There are people out there who are going through very, very similar things to what I'm going through, and I'm aware of that. But I want this to be a place where some of those feelings are addressed openly, and I'm willing to do that. And I also want people to know that my child is not bad. I'm not trying to make him out to be the bad guy. He has struggles in his life, and every person does. His are just different. And I want to make this channel so that maybe it can help someone be more accepting of somebody like my child. Maybe there's somebody like that in your everyday life that you see people be mean to and exclude and not try to include in things because they're different than us or they act different than us. Well, that's my child. And that's miserable to watch. That's horrible as a parent to see. To see my child excluded, or to see my child choose to play alone because he has tried so many times to make friends and people exclude him because he is different. I think his different is beautiful. I think his different will always be beautiful. Do I want to help improve some of the issues that he has and make his life a little bit easier so that he doesn't struggle so much? Yes. Yes, I do greatly. Because some of the struggles that Jaden has, other people will never, ever understand. Sometimes the struggles that Jaden has, people let it trump his ability to be a loving, caring boy. They let it trump that he is so smart. He is intelligent. He loves wrestling. He will play outside and dig a hole as deep as he can and hunt for rocks. He is just like any other child, but he has some struggles. One of his struggles is he doesn't play very well with his little brother. He didn't ask to be a big brother, and he has a hard time accepting that. And that's something that we work on. And one of his struggles is maintaining friendships. And I have noticed through some of this, he has a struggle maintaining his friendships because other children are taught that because he's different, you should stay away from him. And that's hard. That's really, really hard as a mother, even as a person who cares so deeply about this little boy and has tried and tried and tried to help him become the best he can be. And we have come a long, long way. It is hard. This is one of the hardest things I've ever done in my life. But I've also been asked that if I could, would I take away his autism? And the answer to that question is no. I would never, ever, ever take away his autism or any of the other diagnoses that he has, because that is what makes him him. And that is what makes me love him even more. That's what makes me fight for him every day. That's what makes me get up and take him to therapy and talk to these therapists and sit on the floor to hide a remote from him while he pulls my hair. Things that I've been through. That's the reason I do this, is because I know deep down what is there. And one of my biggest wishes is that people would just take the time to see, or even maybe look past that a little bit, because you never know what somebody's going through themselves. You never know. They may have a mental illness such as my child. Jaden is not stereotypical. He shows no stereotypical behaviors of autism. What people consider autistic, Jaden does not do. Jaden does not STEM. He is verbal. He does all these things that people say, oh, there's nothing wrong with him. He just needs his ass whooped, excuse my language. That doesn't fix it. That isn't going to fix it. It's never going to fix it. He needs guidance. And we are finally, after years and years and years of me crying out to different therapists and different schools and different counselors to help me and my child, we are finally getting some of that help that I've been so desperately crying out for. Sorry, there's a helicopter going to fly over. I live next door to the hospital, so kind of a few blocks away. But yeah, that's what that is. Helicopter flying over the top. But I just wish people could try to look past that and see that he's a brilliant child, and that there's so much more to love than there is to hate. And that if we could put ourselves in his shoes, I'm sure we would probably have some of the same issues. He can't tell me why he's angry. He knows he's angry, but he doesn't know what the words to say to explain this to me. He doesn't know the words to say for me to help him work through these problems. And my hope is that now that we have his diagnosis, and now that we are starting to move forward with some therapies that are more focused on the issues that he has, that we can start to encourage some of this, and that we can start to move forward down this path, and that we can start to get him expressing his emotions and the way he feels, and being able to find other means for his aggression, find other ways for him to work through his anger. That's one of the biggest things I want for him in this world, is to help him learn how to manage his anger, because that is one of his biggest struggles, is managing his anger. He says things he shouldn't when he is angry. He occasionally does violent things when he is angry. He screams, he yells, he breaks things. And all of these things won't be good skills for him as he grows up. So one of the main focuses that we are working on in ABA therapy is better ways to handle your anger and your aggression. And I'm starting to see slight improvements with that. I'm hopeful that I will see more improvements. It's very hard for me to be hopeful after 5 years of nothing, no help, and just watching my child deteriorate in front of my eyes is virtually what I did. He got worse and worse and worse and worse until somebody was finally like, yeah, we need to do something. She needs help. This is not okay. Let's get him in some therapies and let's get him seeing some doctors and figuring things out. So I'm slowly gaining my hope back, but I wanted to find that I never gave up on my child. I lost some hope for a while there. I was pretty just, I don't even know what to do anymore. Nobody believes me. I can't get help. I've been trying to get help. All these things, I did lose some hope, but I never gave up on my child, and I never ever will give up on my child. So this is just a video that I thought maybe I should post to let people know some of the feelings that I've been through while on this journey and recently in the last week or so. So have a great night, everyone, and thanks for watching Katie's Crazy Kids. Stay tuned for more. Like and subscribe.
Yeah!
By the way, he was not there for this whole conversation. He just came out here.
Yeah, I just had ice cream sandwich.
Oh.